Yasu Malagedo. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Kelsey, grammar.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, toss salads and scrambled eggs.
Stop. Stamata. I know like 20 Greek words, I'm going to use them all. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I love eggs. I love the odd salad. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but yeah, I do actually eat salads. But why would you combine them together? What kind of malakia shit is this? Okay, so I found a thing on here explaining why they did that. Okay, so apparently with the theme here, when Frasier wanted to do, or Mr. Grammar, I apologize, I'm sorry. Listen, I don't know Mr. Belding's name. I'm like, he's always going to be Mr. Belding to me. The point is, he wanted to do something that had nothing to do with the actual show. Like, I don't think he knew exactly what the show was going to be. He had an idea, but he wanted the theme to have nothing to do explaining the show. So he didn't want to give anything away, nothing like that. So according to ScreenRant.com, it says here, the meaning of the Frasier theme song, Tossed Salads and Scrambled Eggs, is elusive, but it refers to the callers on Frasier's radio show and his confusion about how to handle their problems. So there you go. So it basically means nothing. He's just getting a mixture of shit, and that's it, you know? Just, it's simple. That's all.
Oh my, and maybe I seem a bit confused. Well, maybe, but I got you pegged.
I got it from here, Frasier. But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. They're calling again. Scrambled eggs all over my face. What is a boy to do? Do. Good night, Seattle. We love you. Sean Kemp and Gary Payton would be very proud. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Frasier, one of the best shows of all time, is coming back. So I thought to myself, hey, what a perfect time to talk about Kelsey Grammer. So like I did with Steve Carell, instead of doing an Office podcast, I just talked about Steve Carell there, and I did a little thing about The Office. So the same thing here. I'm going to talk about Mr. Kelsey Grammer's life and everything he's been through. And yeah, obviously talk about the new show, you know, the reboot there. And that's it. It's that simple. You're going to hear the word simple a lot today. But of course, you got to go to Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, because it doesn't get any more simpler than that. And it's free. So it's pretty awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. Oh, and if you have any questions, I'm Dr. Michael. I'm listening. I sound more like Michael Keaton there. I'm Batman. There it is. Alan Kelsey Grammer. That's right. His first name is actually Alan. I didn't know that. Born February 21st, 1955, is an American actor. He gained fame for his role as psychiatrist Dr. Frasier Crane on the NBC sitcom Cheers and its spin-off Frasier. At nearly 40 years, this is one of the longest-running roles played by a single live-action actor in U.S. television history. He has received numerous accolades, including a total of 6 Emmy Awards, 3 Golden Globe Awards, and Screen Actors Guild Award, and a Tony Award. He was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2000. Grammer has trained as an actor at Juilliard and the Old Globe Theater, made his profession acting debut as Lennox in the 1981 Broadway revival of Macbeth. The following year, he portrayed Cassio, acting opposite Christopher Plummer and James Earl Jones in Othello. In 1983, he acted alongside Mandy Patinkin. That's a cool name. In the original off-Broadway production of Stephen Sondheim's, did I say it right? Musical Sunday in the Park with George. He has since starred in the leading roles in productions of both Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and My Fair Lady. On film, he is known for his role as Dr. Hank McCoy, Beast, in the superhero film X-Men: The Last Stand. His other roles include Down Periscope, The Pentagon Wars, and Swing Vote. He is also known for his voice roles in Anastasia, Toy Story 2, and a Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons. One of my favorites, by the way. Remember when he kept getting hit with the rake, you know? He has appeared in the sitcoms 30 Rock, Modern Family, and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. For his role as the corrupt mayor in the political series Boss, he received a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, Television Series Drama. In 2010, Grammer returned to Broadview in the musical revival of La Cage aux Folles. Did I say that right? Yeah, I think it's French. Where he received a nomination for the Tony Award for Best Leading Actor in a Musical. In 2016, Grammer won a Tony Award for Best Musical as producer of a musical revival of The Color Purple. In 2019, he starred as Don, I'm going to fuck this one up, Quick Oat? Quiixote. All right. In a production of Man of La Mancha at the London Coliseum. So there you go, folks. I mean, even, to this day, he still doesn't forget where he came from on the stage. This guy's a well-trained actor. Okay? It's pretty crazy. But he still loves it. I mean, a lot of people do the theater for a bit, and they go on the movies, they never go back, but he still got that's where his roots are, And of course, the iconic Dr. Fraser Crane character is, it's one of the longest, if not the longest character that's been on TV. And, not one series, Cheers, his own series, Frasier, both ran for 11 seasons, and now the new revival starting. So let's see where that goes. But I'm going to talk about that later. But for now, I like to tell a couple facts about Mr. Allen here. I still can't believe his name is. Why wouldn't he? I mean, Allen, Kelsey. Okay, I don't know. Who knows? I mentioned Michael Keaton before. That's not his real name either. It's actually Michael Douglas. Okay, yep, it's true. No bullshit. So I went on Fascinate.com here, and here's some good old facts here. Kelsey Grammer, real name Alan Kelsey Grammer, was born on February. I mentioned all this already. I don't prepare much for this podcast. I'll be honest with you. And if you haven't figured this out by now, to my 3 fans, I'm sorry. It says in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands to Sally and Frank Allen Grammer, who were both musicians. Okay, so that makes sense. I mean, he did sing a lot there during the show, did the opening theme there. I helped him out at the end there. You're welcome. Got to use that second city degree for something. The truck that just honked, he liked it. Originally, the character of Dr. Fraser Crane on Cheers was only meant to have a 6-episode arc. However, Grammer's portrayal of Fraser was more popular with the fans than the writers expected. And he ended up turning that guest role into a 204-episode recurring role and a successful spin-off show, Frasier, that lasted 11 seasons. That is, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta understand, when you're an actor, okay, you're trying to make it in this business, whatever, Hollywood, all that shit. I mean, you gotta grind for years sometimes. And I'm not saying that he didn't, struggle and whatever, but the odds of making it on not only 1, but 2 hit shows, and then the second one ends up being yours. I mean, it's insane. And one thing I did find out, I was going to mention this later, but I don't know, my memory's, I don't know, I'm in my 40s now, so my memory's just going to shit. So I'll just mention it now. I heard that originally they wanted John Lithgow for the role of Dr. Fraser Crane. Now, I'm not sure at the time why he couldn't do it. I heard something like he was doing the movie Blowout with John Travolta. If you've never seen that movie, go see that movie. It is excellent. I always say John Lithgow, he's a funny guy, but for some reason he's one of these dudes that always nails like a bad guy. If you ever see him in that movie, Cliffhanger, which by the way apparently was supposed to be Christopher Walken. And then he said everybody just got a bump because, I don't know, Christopher Walken couldn't do it. I think he had to do another movie. Wow. And Dexter, he's always good in that. But anyways, yeah, so then they went to Mr. Kelsey Grammer, and the rest is history. Grammer may have been a fan favorite on Cheers, but not everyone in the cast shared that opinion. Shelley Long, who played Diane Chambers, reportedly hated Grammer and tried to get him kicked off the show. Get the fuck... What? The show because she believed he made the show... he made the show worse? Fuck you. Good Lord. Come on. Shelley, come on. Shelley, come on. I enjoy the Money Pit and other movies you've been in, but come on. That's not very nice. She didn't get her way, no shit. And over time, she seemed to have softened her stance on Grammer, even going as far as appearing several times on his show, Frasier. There you go. Okay. She was also in Night Shift, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. But anyways, yeah, you get to see the Fonz and Michael Keaton become pimps. I swear to God, that's an actual movie. It's a Ron Howard movie too. Ron Howard, you're awesome. But yeah, I mean, listen, that happens on set sometimes. I don't know, people clash and whatever. I don't. This is the only time I've heard that someone talks bad about the character. So, and then she ended up being on the show too. So, come on, huh? Listen, here's the honest truth. You have no idea who's going to blow up in Hollywood. Just fucking be nice to everybody, okay? God only knows, right? I mean, Jesus. We all know that. Come on. Anyways, even though Grammer arguably owes his career to Cheers, he admitted years later that before being cast on the show, he saw the pilot and was not a fan. Whether or not he liked the show better after he started appearing on it is another question. Okay, I can see that. Listen, I'll just say this right now. I mean, the show Frasier is way better than Cheers. Okay, I'm going to get some shit for saying that, but it is what it is. But you got to understand, Cheers was a huge fucking show. Okay, so I'm from a beautiful place called Toronto, which is in the province in Ontario, and that's in a country called Canada. Okay, where weed is legal, and worst case scenario, if you have a rough day, you just smoke one and you're good. I'm not high now, I swear. But the point is, in the Sky Dome, which is where the Blue Jays play, okay, beloved Toronto Blue Jays, who for some reason, Jesus Christ, last year what happened. When you see a fly, I'm going really off here, but I'm just going to say, I'll say this quickly. When a fly ball happens, someone call the fucking ball, okay? I don't want to see 3 people running after the ball and then 2 people colliding into each other. It's like fucking like a Three Stooges episode. And 2, don't change a great pitcher in the 3rd inning, okay? Like if he's doing good, why take him out? Fuck. I'll talk about this, travesty another day. But the point is, the last episode they actually aired on the big screen there. They had everyone come in there. I don't know if they had to pay whatever, maybe it was free. But they aired the last episode on the Sky Dome TV there. So that's how big this show was. Now, I've never heard of them do any of that for any other show since then, but maybe they have, who knows? I don't know. I know Drake rents it out for dates, whatever, but, hey, man, you got the money, do it. Fuck it. But the point is, that's how big this show was. But I still say Frasier was by far the better show. That's just me. But again, we'll get into that later. Once Cheers ended, Grammer didn't immediately know he was getting his own spin-off show, and so he started looking for his next acting gig. One concept he was pitched revolved around him playing a media mogul who gets in a motorcycle accident but still tries to run the country. Wait, repeat that again? Wait. Mogul, motorcycle, the fuck is that? I don't know. Can you picture Dr. Fraser Crane on a motorbike? Really? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a puss, but I'm just saying like it just no. That's fucking dumb. As amazing as an actor Grammer is, not even he could have turned that show into a hit. Yeah, no shit. Listen, you want to see people on bicycles, or motorbikes there, just going nuts? Watch Sons of Anarchy, which apparently is coming back. I heard. I don't know. I don't know how you survive getting hit by a truck, but anyways, yeah, just watch that. Can you imagine like Niles on a fucking on a bike? I don't know. Fuck, I can't picture him on a scooter. Grammer has made it clear that he loves dogs, unless he has to work with one, and then he merely tolerates them. This resentment comes from his time working with Moose, the Jack Russell Terrier who played Eddie on Frasier. Okay, so we both hate dogs. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I did a whole podcast about it. Just go there. Grammer's biggest complaint about working with a dog was that scenes and episodes with the dog in them always took longer to film than usual. He also hates when people tell him the dog was a good actor because, as Grammer says, he's not an actor. He's a dog. That's true. That's I agree, man. I mean, listen, I don't, I've had my experiences with dogs. I don't know. I'm more of a cat person. Pussy all the way. But the point is, Eddie did kick ass on the show. Yeah, I think they replaced him the last couple of years or something because he wasn't feeling that well or whatever. But I mean, he was a pretty well-trained dog. I mean, from what I saw. So, hey. I heard he owned his own mansion. I don't know, but that's according to a scene I saw on The Simpsons. But anyways, Grammer wrote an autobiography in 1995 titled So Far, which surprisingly lacked insight into popular characters he played like Frasier and Sideshow Bob. Although he shared quite a bit of his life, one of the bigger stories to come out after the book's release was whether or not he had a ghostwriter. Critics thought it was too well written for Grammer to have done on his own, but he claims he didn't have help. Ghostwriter, I just mentioned Drake. I'm kidding. Come on, I love the Drake. How can you hate the Drake? Come on. For all the dogs, oh, Jesus. I'll talk about that another time. But the point is, hey, there we go. Dogs, Eddie. See, everything's coming together. I don't know. I mean, he seems like a pretty educated guy. I don't know why you wouldn't think he wrote the book. I don't know. They're just haters. Grammer has been married 4 times and divorced 3 times. Holy shit. With his current marriage still going strong and has 7 children. Ooh, Jesus. 4 daughters and 3 sons with 3 different women. Oh, Marana. Jesus. I don't know. He should be on an episode of Wildin' Out. His kids' names are in order of oldest to youngest: Spencer, Greer, Mason, Olivia, Jude, Gordon, Faith, Kelsey, nice, and Auden. There you go. So, okay, so I'm assuming at this point Kelsey is the most valued one, I guess. All right, so there you go. All right. Listen, if they split that shit up, there's still, lots to inherit. It's all good. As a result of the tragedies that Grammer endured early on his life, he would turn to alcohol and drugs to try and mask the pain, which inevitably got him in trouble with the law on numerous occasions. He was arrested once for driving under the influence and twice for possession of cocaine. Damn, really? Frasier on coke? Yeah, well, I don't know. He does. I mean, his brother can be a pain in the ass, right? I mean, I don't know. Served 30 days in jail and had his probation extended after testing positive for cocaine. Damn. Wow, that's Oh, okay. So, hey, listen, man. We all got our demons. We got to deal with that shit. It is what it is. You know. I'm assuming when he worked those midnight shifts, a few episodes on Frasier there. I don't know. Coffee's not good enough, I guess. Grammar's. These are all jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm just saying. Most of the times they're not funny, but just bear with me. Grammar's cast members on both Cheers and Frasier staged numerous interventions for him to try and help him overcome his addiction to alcohol and cocaine. However, it wasn't until Grammer got into a drunk driving accident in 1996 that he decided enough was enough and checked himself into rehab. There you go. All right, sometimes you need that big wide opener, I mean, you get into a car crash and you're drunk and shit. That could have ended way worse. So at least he realized the problem. Grammer and his current wife, Katie Walsh, had their first daughter, Faith, in 2012. Before they welcomed her into this world, Grammer sadly admitted that they struggled with having a child and suffered through several miscarriages. One being Faith's twin, who died in the womb. That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Listen, it happens. My aunt, she had a miscarriage, and then after that, had two kick-ass kids. So, there you go. It happens, guys. What are you gonna do? While speaking at the press conference during Disneyland's 50-year anniversary, Grammer accidentally walked off the stage and fell into the floor. Oh, I remember this. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not funny, but I mean, he's just, you'll see. He regained his composure and wasn't injured, but it was caught on film and thrown on YouTube for everyone to see. Yeah, I totally forgot about this. I remember, yeah, he sometimes when you're just like in the zone and you're on stage and you're walking along, people just fall, man. Like, you don't know. I mean, everything's dark and, and it is pretty, you got to figure from the stage to the ground, it's not that deep. It's probably maybe, I don't know, most 5-6 feet, but still it's more the shock. You take a step and nothing's there. And he kind of landed on like both of his legs. I saw that before once. I worked a club and this girl was dancing on this huge speaker and she fell, but the way she fell, it was like right in both of her feet, but I don't know. She had good legs, but she was on, in high heels. So, I mean, it was kind of a shock. So, yeah, I'm glad the dude was okay because, I mean, that could have ended way worse. And if you want to see how worse it can be, look up Sal Gubernale, whatever. Sal on the Howard Stern show him falling off stage. But he was wearing a Bowie mask and, I don't know, walking sideways and shit. And I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. He's done a lot of weird shit. He probably had it coming. Considering Grammer was once one of the highest paid TV actors of all time, it should come as no surprise that his net worth reflects that, as it currently sits at an estimated $120 million. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, well, I mean, there's something that happens in the new series I'm going to talk about. So I'm assuming that's how we got the money to buy. I'll explain later. Grammer got caught up in an internet Ponzi scheme. Is it scheme? I always say it like that. Scheme, whatever. Called Staropoly.com. Fuck, that sounds like bullshit. That reportedly lost him $1 million and led him to being accused of having orchestrated the scheme. He was sued for his suspected involvement, but it was eventually dropped. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just be honest. I mean, when you start making money, you're gonna have people knocking on your door and you going, "Hey, man, invest in this." Just tell them to fuck off. do the European thing. Just open up some restaurants, and worst case, you get free food for life. Grammer attended the acting school of Juilliard in New York City, but only made it through 2 years of a 4-year program as he quit, or according to the school, was kicked out for poor attendance. You and me both, buddy. Grammer told Larry King in an interview that he gave up on the school mainly because he didn't care for his teacher or how the school was run. Fuck, I got a lot in common with him. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, school's not for everybody. We all know that. I always tell people, at some point, school is just basically a babysitter. I mean, it's so funny that this is coming up. In the last whatever little while, I realized even in middle school, I started skipping, around grade 7, whatever, and it wasn't for me. That's why I have a huge popular podcast. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, I think everything worked out in the end for Alan here. Grammer clearly didn't put much thought into life after school because once he left, he was broke and didn't have a place to stay. He ended up homeless and had to spend several nights sleeping in Central Park. Well, you hear a lot of stories about that. I mean, Central Park is pretty huge, but I don't know if that one scene in Home Alone 2 taught me anything. Fuck that. Throughout, remember he goes in the cab and he's like, Macaulay Culkin, he goes like, "Oh, thanks, man. It's scary out there." And then the guy goes, "It ain't any better in here, kid." But anyways, I don't know. Apparently, New York since then has become gentrified, which I'm assuming means more white people, whatever. So I don't know. Throughout his career, Grammer has piled up award nominations and wins, specifically for the top ones like Emmys, Golden Globes, and Tonys. He's had 17 Emmy nominations with 5 wins, 9 Golden Globe nominations and 3 wins, and 2 Tony nominations with the 1. I mentioned this before, but why not mention it again? Why? Because I didn't think they were going to mention this again. The point is, I mean, the guy's definitely gotten some accolades for, his work. Grammer played the character of Dr. Frasier Crane for 20 years, appearing on Cheers for 9 years and Frasier for 11 years, also having appeared on 1 episode of Wings. Remember the show Wings? He would go on to be nominated for an Emmy for playing Frasier on all 3 shows. The first American actor to make such an achievement, and would earn a reported $1.6 million per episode for the final season of Frasier, which at the time made him the highest paid television actor. Well, it was Charlie Sheen made $2 million, and we all know what happened there. Apparently, I heard, I don't know, him and Lowry are teaming up again for a show. Am I going to watch it? Absolutely. Grammer was awarded star number 2,177 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on May 22nd, 2001. Duh. Grammer's production company, Gamnet Productions, which he started with his ex-wife, Donna Taki, has been numerous TV shows, with some starring Grammer. The company has produced shows like Medium, Boss, and most notably Frasier, with the most recent show being the supernatural thriller Light as a Feather. I haven't seen that one, but I do like the classic joke: what weighs more, a pound of rocks and a pound of feathers? If you said either one, you're stupid. Grammer suffered a heart attack in 2008 that was originally reported by the media as a mild incident, but he was quick to clarify that it was much more serious than that. The attack was so severe that his heart actually stopped, and they had to use a defibrillator to start it back up again. Damn, fuck, that's... you heard about the whole cocaine thing, but I think he quit before that. But listen, in today's world, I don't know how the fuck anybody can do cocaine, especially with the fentanyl out there. People dropping dead like flies. I mean, he's lucky, man. He's a lucky dude. And After years of sobriety and attending Alcoholics Anonymous, Grammer publicly stated in 2016 that he quit AA and is now a reformed drinker, having at least one drink a day. According to Grammer, he drinks for pleasure now and not to cope with pain, which gives him control over the alcohol and not the other way around. However, he stays away from cocaine. Well, duh. Claiming you are dicing with death when you go down that road. Of course, that's, yeah, man. You know, I've hung around people with cocaine. I did a whole podcast about it too. Jesus, like I said, like if you don't do cocaine, you don't want to be in a room of 10 people. Everyone else is doing cocaine. You do not want to be that one dude that doesn't do cocaine. Trust me. I don't know. People think you're the feds and shit, and they keep going nuts, and all their problems spill out. I don't know. You turn to Dr. Phil. It's a whole fucking thing. After leaving Juilliard, Grammer took on a 3-year internship in the 1970s at the Old Globe Theater in San Diego, as Ron Burgundy says it, before going on to make his Broadway acting debut in 1981, playing Lennox in Macbeth. Yeah, I mentioned that before. Hey man, worst case scenario, just, I don't know, sleep in the theater. On Frasier, Grammer famously sang the theme song that played over the credits. Originally, the composer of the song, Bruce Miller, wanted musician Mel Thorne to sing it, but the producers pushed hard for Grammer, knowing he could pull it off, and absolutely, he pulled it off. Yes, the guy's got a kick-ass voice anyway, we all know that. Another thing we have in common. I'm not saying that to brag for me. I'm just saying, I mean, like, if you look at my looks, then listen, if I had this voice and looked like Brad Pitt, I'd hate myself too, but God had to, even it out by making me ugly. And, the no hair thing, nice touch. But anyways, yeah, he killed it, man. Absolutely killed it. So, at one point, Grammer considered that his post-acting career would take him to politics, where he would run for anything from mayor of New York to President of the United States. Frasier, the president. Hey man, if Trump can do it, it could still happen, just not for a while, as Grammer doesn't see his acting career slowing down anytime soon. Exactly. You got to deal with Paramount, man. Listen, one thing I always said about Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? He always wanted to be governor. If they ever changed that law, you don't have to be born in the States. He'd be president, okay? He could be 100 and he would still run to be president, okay? And my guess is that he'd probably win, okay? So there you go. But I'm just saying, I think he went too soon to politics, Arnie, and I think he should have acted more, and then as he got older, do more, the politician thing. So I think definitely Grammer's doing the right thing here. And again, let's see how the revival here of Frasier goes. I mean, if this show can make another 11 seasons, Jesus, I mean, this guy is. I think basically after this, you can call him one of the kings of TV. But if it does go as long as it can, he's the king. That's it. Grammer has put Frasier Crane above Sideshow Bob, two characters he is best known for, as his favorite character to play, but he admitted that Bob is a very close second. Of course, I can't disagree with that. I mean, I guess other than, I don't think he's done a show long. Well, obviously he hasn't done a show longer than The Simpsons. The Simpsons and beyond for fucking 100 years. Yeah, I would probably say that's his second best character for sure. When Grammer first read the part of Harry Hamilton in the Netflix movie Like Father, he couldn't help but cry, as he saw way too many similarities between the character and his own life. Because of this, he was able to bring his own experience with his relationship to his first daughter to the role, adding a bit of authenticity to it. There you go. So, listen, he's not the first actor to, bring his real life on the screen, okay? Watch Marlon Brando in Tango in Paris when he's talking to his mom in the casket there. That's crazy. But again, I got to do one on Mr. Brando, my favorite actor. But yeah, of course, nothing wrong with that. That's how you become a good actor. You live off experience. Grammer personally called John Mahoney and asked him to play his character's father, Martin Crane, on Frasier because he had worked with him on an episode of Cheers and thought he was funny and a blast to work with. Well, thank God for that. John Mahoney has passed. Rest in peace to him. But yeah, him as the father, man, he was great. He was a good balance between him and the brothers there. But we'll get into that more in a little bit. The chair actually looks really comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it's got some duct tape on it, but you know, I don't know. The Red Green Show, you know, taught me as a Canadian, you know, that's one of the major things you need. Same thing with Gran Torino. You know, all you need is some duct tape, fix some shit. There you go. Grammer confirmed that there have been talks to reboot Frasier and Cheers. Okay, so clearly all these facts have clearly these were done a few years ago. So one of the two is right. Bring back Cheers too. Holy shit! Can you? Wow. How's he only worth 120 million? I mean, he should be worth like $500 million for all these like. I mean, syndication alone. I mean, Jesus, he should have that Seinfeld money. I mean, wow. Anyways, with the one surrounding Frasier being a bit more serious, he stated that he'd be interested in the reboot as long as the pitch for it is better than the original, or else there's no point. Well, I've seen the 2 episodes. I'm going to talk about that in a bit, but hey, man, time will tell. The character Blinky that Grammer voices on the Netflix show Troll Hunters was created specifically for Grammer by the show's creator, Guillermo del Toro. Del Toro claims that the proof is in his notebook, as the very first drawing he did of Blinky had Kelsey Grammer written on it. There you go. Listen, if this guy comes knocking your door too, you do it. This guy can, you know, he's like a Tim Burton kind of guy. He just paints the picture for a movie. It's brilliant, okay? You ever see The Shape of Water? Fucking awesome. Before a Grammer, I didn't know fish could get white girls like that. Anyways, landed the role of Frasier Crane on Cheers. John Lithgow was the first choice. Aha! I knew it. All right. There we go. That's 1 point for me. Survey says. Thank you. When he became unavailable, the part went to Grammer. Yes. Okay, so there you go. But John Lithgow, I often think of that too, like John Lithgow as Frasier Crane. I mean, they got the same hair for sure. I mean, that could have worked too. I could see that, but I'm pretty sure everything worked out for the best, you know. So, I mean, maybe he would have been too busy to do Cliffhanger, and that he kicked some serious ass in that one. I heard they're remaking that too. I mean, holy shit. Jesus. I mean, Sly's going to be climbing mountains when he's 80. I mean, shit. These guys better have insurance. Grammer acted in the Broadway play La Cage aux Folles at the Long Acre Theater. He must have loved the venue because not long after the show's run ended, he married Walsh on that same stage. Nice. See, there you go. You know, you spend so much time in the theater, you're like, okay, so, let's save a couple bucks. Let's just have the marriage here. Why not? Grammer stepped behind the camera to direct episode 13 of the 3rd season of Frasier and would go on to direct a total of 36 episodes for the show throughout its run. He hasn't directed much more since then, aside from a few episodes of the other shows he's been in, like Hank and Partners, as well as one episode of Everybody Hates Chris. No shit, I did not know that. That was a good show too. That was an underrated show as well. But Everybody Hates Chris. That's not true. Only Will Smith does. And fuck. Did you hear about this recent shit? I mean, now Jada's saying, we haven't been together since 2016. You know, that family is fucked. Fuck Will Smith, fuck Jada, fuck those 2 kids. It's fucking crazy. If anything, I feel bad for those kids, but I don't know, man. But then I listen to their music and, I don't know, it all, comes back again. And, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that family. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean... So it's basically like the slap was for nothing, like I don't know. Will, just say you're gay. Allegedly. I gotta say that because I don't want to get sued here, for my 3 listeners. But I mean, just what a fucking idiot. Anyways, Grammer never signed a prenup with his 3rd wife, so when they got divorced, it cost him $30 million. Damn. Should be 150 mil then, right? I mean, fuck. Ugh, oh Madonna. That's way more money than most people will see in a lifetime. Yeah, no shit, buddy. Most people won't even make it close to $1 million. What the fuck are you talking about? Especially in these fucking times here. But considerably less than the reported amount she initially asked for, which was $71.5 million. Where the fuck did you come up with that number? I love it. You come up with weird numbers. Maybe you can plead insanity later. I don't know. Who knows? But damn, that's still a hit, man. Fuck. Grammer has been involved with not 1 but 2 sex tapes scandals in his lifetime. No shit. Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling. Fucking her on camera. Oh my. Come on, is this real? In 1998, he sued someone who stole a tape from his house involving him and another woman before he eventually dropped the suit. In 2010, his ex-wife, Donna Tassi, threatened to release one during their divorce. Phew, man, did you not learn anything from fucking Pam and Tommy? Jesus. Neither tape ever saw the light of day, so don't bother Googling it. I got news for you. Once I'm done this podcast. Grammer had to have emergency actodectomy surgery in 1999 after a visit to the hospital revealed he didn't have the flu, like he thought. He actually had his appendix removed a month after his co-star in Toy Story 2, Tim Allen, had his removed. Yeah, we're not sick of that. Yeah, shit. That's serious. Man, I had a friend one time. These guys are really fucked up, dude. I'm gonna talk to him one day. I'm gonna do a whole podcast about friends, and you're gonna want to hear this one. But at one point, like, he just felt pain in his stomach and whatever, and he's like, oh, I gotta go to the hospital. And apparently, he was literally hours away from this shit just busting. I mean, it's that serious. And people think, oh, it's a joke, whatever. But man, how many? Man, Grammer's dodged a lot of bullets, eh? Holy shit. Grammer has provided his voice for more than just TV shows, as he was the original voice for the Gecko in the Gecko commercials. Was he really? Shit, I remember that. And most recently narrated the opening video package for WWE WrestleMania 32. No shit. I didn't know that. But he was the original, I was the original voice for Gecko. That sounded more Australian, but okay. Okay. Listen, you get that voiceover work, man, it's beautiful money. Beautiful money, okay? Beautiful. Grammer got the part of Sideshow Bob on The Simpsons because Sam Simon, a writer on The Simpsons and Cheers, thought Grammer would be perfect for the role. Grammer pulled the inspiration for the voice from an impersonation he had tucked away of a man named Ellis Rabb, who he did housework for. They put 4 twice here. Okay, that's why I'm here, guys. You guys are here to give me the facts. I'll help with the grammar. Don't worry. Several years before he got into acting. Yeah, not surprised. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I got some voices tucked away myself. I sounded really weird. It sounded better in my head. But the point is, that's what you do as an actor. You remember all the shit that you came up with, and there you go. I mean, it's like I heard a story about the guy with SpongeBob there. I don't know. He got the voice because he was in line at an audition, whatever, and a few people ahead of him was this midget. And yeah, I say the word midget. I'm gonna do a podcast about that too, and it's not even close to the N word. Okay, so shut the fuck up about that. Okay, I don't live in the PC world here. But anyways, yeah, he and then like he heard a midget like yelling, you know, and it sounded like SpongeBob SquarePants, like, what the fuck? They keep me waiting here. What the fuck is that? And that's where he got the inspiration from. Now he doesn't like telling that story. Well, he does actually like telling the story, but he says they don't like him telling that story. But fuck it. I think he told it on Conan, so I don't know. If you can't tell a good story on Conan, then you know, fuck it. Yeah, Conan does a good podcast now. It's not bad. Yeah, I grew up listening to Letterman and Conan. There was only two guys I could really stand. I don't know. Fuck Jay Leno. Fuck Johnny Carson. Yeah, I like cars. Yeah. Okay, whatever, dickhead. This guy, I don't need to go off the rails here again, but I don't know. I heard a story with Jay Leno. He hid in a closet one time, and that's a joke right there. But anyways, and like he eavesdropped on executives or something, and that guy's fucking creepy, man. Jesus. Grammer claims he has communicated with dead family members during seances, specifically. His sister Karen, as well as a man named Alex, who was supposedly born 15 years before Jesus. Okay. Hey man, listen, we all got our little quirks, you know, but I don't know. Okay, then I got a few questions for Jesus and Mr. Alex here, okay? But in all seriousness, his sister, you know, it's a very sad story to tell. I mean, he had to go through a lot there, and it's a whole situation. I personally don't want to talk about it because it's I don't know. It's, you know, I mean, he's talked about it before and all that, and he still has to, you know, deal with certain things like that through, I don't know, the guy who did it apparently, and it's a whole thing there. But I mean, he's been through a lot in his life, man. I mean, a lot, you know. And I again, you know, we all got our vices, you know. I mean, he did the whole drinking and drugs things for a while, but I'm glad he's, you know, gotten help and got off that shit, you know. It's tough, man. I mean, when you got to deal with, you know, it's almost like survivor's remorse in a sense. You know, you do well in life, and then you remember all the people that died before you, and friends, family, and you know, it'll take a toll for sure. You know, so you know, God bless him, man. I'm glad he's all right. Or I don't know. In this case, Alex bless him. I guess I don't know. I mean, why Alex? I don't know. I don't know. They started at the beginning of the alphabet, I guess. Grammer has recently applied for 2 liquor licenses, one for a beer and one for a wine. The beer license is for Faith American Brewing and is under his wife's name, but he is involved. And what the license allows them to do is help with marketing and selling of the beer. The license for the wine is pending, but it would be for a summer tavern wine under the name Fabco Odyssey. Okay. I'm not a big beer dude. I'm not going to lie. I'm more of a vodka man myself. I love Skull Vodka with Dan Aykroyd there. It is a kick-ass bottle and nice smooth taste. But I enjoy a good beer. I'm more of a Guinness guy on tap. But hey, why not, man? How many people, I mean, talk to Puff Daddy there when he's having his, I don't know, parties. Well, I mean, that's a whole thing there. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much has he made of Ciroc there. So there you go. Grammer's parents separated when he was only a year old, and his mother moved him to New Jersey to live with his grandparents. His grandparents essentially raised him, as his mother was barely ever around, and he only saw his father twice before he was killed. Jesus, man, that sucks. Grammer's grandfather also passed away when he was 12, and he was later abused by his grandmother. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy cow. Whew. Damn, sorry, man. Yeah, sometimes, you know, they say, okay, you know, family's forever, and, God, you have no idea. But, yeah, holy fuck. I mean, the guy's... Listen, if anybody's earned his success, it's this dude right here, okay? And again, you know, maybe went off the rails for a little bit there, but again, you can't blame him. You know, I mean, we all got to let loose once in a while here. So, but again, I'm glad he's, you know, doing better now. Grammer's second marriage was to a nude dancer named Leah Ann C. Cheyenne. Okay, so the porn tape and her I got to look up after. And it lasted only 1 year. Well, that's all you need with a dancer. I mean, after that, yeah, I don't know. Then it really starts to sink in. You're like, oh shit, like, what else is she fucking, dancing for, grinding her fat ass into someone's lap? I mean, if you're lucky, she's got a fat ass. I mean, I don't know, that's my thing. Big tits too. We'll get into that later. At a later time. But it's likely a year he wants to forget. Grammer claims that she was abusive towards him and in every way imaginable, physically, mentally, verbally, and that she fired a gun at him, threatening to kill herself, and purposely miscarried their child. Fuck me, man. Holy cow. Whew. Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck? That's, damn. Holy fucking shit. Oh, wow. That's crazy, man. I mean, wow. Okay. I mean, luckily she missed, I guess. In 2004, Grammer's third wife, Camille Donatasi, was diagnosed with chronic intestinal disorder that was nearly fatal. It was so serious that she was given her last rites. During that time, Grammer quit acting for 2 years to take care of her. But not long after she got back on her feet, the pair got divorced. Grammer has admitted that the main reason for the split was that he was having an affair with his current wife, Katie Walsh. Yeah, I remember one episode, they had like a Halloween party or something, and she showed up on it. She was pretty cute. Yeah, wow, that's crazy too. Jesus, man. Listen, regular visits to the doctor, okay? Go every 3 to 6 months if you can, okay? People, I don't know how some people, I'm not saying she didn't go to the doctor regularly, but I'm just saying in general, like for people out there, they can catch shit like this early, and I don't know, you hear stories about people never going to the doctor, and I don't know, never brushing their teeth, and Jesus, you guys are nuts. Grammer has Walsh's name tattooed on his crotch, which, according to him, is to prevent him from cheating. Wow. Okay. As it, I'm sorry. What is? Come on, stop it. What is it? It's like a male version of a chastity belt. As it is a daily reminder that that specific area is his wife's property. It may sound like an extreme measure, but considering his third marriage ended because he cheated on his wife, it starts to make a bit sense. No, it doesn't. Come on, man. Really? Oh, man. All right, he's a funny dude, man. All right, okay. Okay, I don't know. He could have, listen, he could have gone with the elephant, but okay, whatever. Grammer has dealt with and overcome more tragedy, pain, and suffering in the early stages of his life than most people will see in a lifetime. When he was 13, his father was murdered in front of their house. When he was 20, his sister was murdered by a serial killer. And then, when he was 25, he lost his 2 half-brothers in a scuba diving accident. Holy fuck, man. I know I just talked about a little bit of this, but I mean, holy shit, man. Jesus Christ. The fact that he was able to deal with all of that loss and not only find a reason to get out of bed, but to go on and entertain millions of people around the world is nothing short of incredible. Yeah, that might be one of the biggest understatements of all time. Holy cow, man, Jesus. Oh, man, you go through a lot of shit in life, and I don't know. I don't want to be one of these people that says, "Oh, it makes you stronger" and all that. I mean, it sort of does, I guess. But I mean, man, this guy had every reason to just, say, "Hey, that's it. I'm done. I'm just gonna get a normal job, live a normal life, whatever, or just do what I can do." But he kept going, man. I mean, you gotta really respect that, honestly. I think that's a part of Kelsey Grammer's appeal too, because I think people know like how much he's struggled. It's not like one of these guys where he auditioned once and all of a sudden, hey, just got a role and just got lucky. But yeah, man, he's a strong dude, absolutely. In 2009, Grammer submitted a letter to the parole board requesting that they deny parole for the man who murdered his sister. The letter ended up playing an integral part of making sure Grammer got his wish. Since then, he said that he forgives the man for what he did, but he does not advocate his freedom, as it would be a dishonor to his sister's life and death. Listen, I'm not forgiving nothing. I mean, you gotta be who is it? Little Richard actually forgave the person that I think killed his father, I think. Yeah, and then he actually ended up seeing him and hugging him. And man, listen, you put me with that guy, I'm gonna smother him. I mean, plain and simple. I guess these guys are better than me. But then again, I'm Italian, so I don't know. We like Tony Soprano said, we smile and nod and make sure you get it later. But again, for legal purposes, I don't condone that. The point is, I mean, he's been through a lot of shit, man. And yeah, absolutely. This guy should never see his freedom. I don't know why a guy if he's a serial killer, I don't even know why the fuck he's still alive. I mean, I don't know, maybe it was because it was done in a certain state, whatever. But it's different everywhere. But yeah, wow, that is crazy, man. And the fact that he has to go there and, hand the note. I mean, look, someone's got to do it. You know what I mean? Oh, shit. Yeah, so again, he's absolutely earned his success. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, he's been through a lot in his life, ladies and gentlemen, and he's absolutely made the best of it. I mean, he's able to entertain, all of us all these years, and that says something. I mean, he's a brave dude, honestly, strong guy. I can't emphasize that enough, but I'll tell you what I can't emphasize enough is I'm looking on IMDb here because fuck Rotten Tomatoes. I know it's as an Italian I shouldn't say that, but it says alternative names: Kilmer Ghoulsman. I don't know, maybe that's the name he got in the seance, whatever. Height 6'1", same thing as me. Cool. A lot of similarities, man. Again, I'm not successful at all like him. But the point is, I mean, yeah, he's been through a lot in his life, and he's absolutely earned all his success. This is pretty crazy. And again, I mean, he did a lot of stuff before becoming Fraser Crane here. So, and I'd like to talk about that. So, go on IMDb, of course. Rotten Tomatoes. It's I don't know. For those people that think Get Out is a good movie, I don't know. I can't help you. But the point is, IMDb.com is my thing. So let's begin from the beginning. So the very first credit that Kelsey Grammer has is a show called, TV series called Ryan's Hope. And it got a pretty good rating, 7.2 out of 10. He played a waiter, and he was uncredited. This show sounds familiar. I don't know why. The trials and tribulations of the Ryans, an Irish-American family in New York City. You think the show would be perfect for Boston, but okay. I didn't see this one. But again, hey, you got to start somewhere, I'd rather play a waiter on TV than in real life. That's all I'm going to say. And then he was in a TV series called Another World. And he was in the TV movie Macbeth. Then he was in a TV miniseries, Kennedy, which I assume is about the Kennedy family. Era. Oh, yeah. Era. Then he was in a TV series called Kate and Allie. Another TV series, George Washington, which it's about that guy from the $1 bill. Another TV show called Crossings. another TV series, You Are the Jury. Another TV series, JJ Starbuck. Did he? No, I don't think it has anything to do with the coffee. Mickey's 60th birthday. Listen, if Mickey calls you and he wants you to come to the birthday, you got to go, man, for sure. Absolutely. Actually, he went as Dr. Fraser Crane, so that's pretty cool. Then I'm slowly building up to Cheers. Yeah, so, I don't want anybody to say shit. Don't worry about it. I'm just going in order from IMDb here. It's a lot easier. You get older, you want things simplified. Another TV show called Dance Till Dawn, 227. The Tootie. I remember her.
Yeah, the voice like this.
Was on that show. Wasn't he? Same with Frasier too. Like he did a lot of executive producing work as well. Like I think he executive produced Girlfriends. God, I love all those ladies. Jesus, oh, but on. I got distracted. I'm sorry. Then he was on a show called Top of the Hill. He showed up in the Tracy Ullman Show. Nice. The Magical World of Disney, of course. Listen, Disney calls you. Come on, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. It's the rules. The Earth Day Special, which is about Earth being special, I assume. Baby Talk. I don't know. I don't know that one. Something about a baby talking, I guess. Look Who's Talking. No, does it? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Wings. Mentioned that before. Star Trek: The Next Generation. He showed up in an episode. Yeah, he was part of that little Star Trek little world. Okay, he played Captain Morgan Bateson. All right, cool. Why not? Listen. You dominated on Earth. You might as well go into space and see what you can do there. Galaxies Are Colliding. George Costanza. No, I'm just kidding. He was on a show called Rock. And then he was on a little show that aired between 1984. And it's funny watching the first few episodes because I remember when someone asked for a beer and they said $1. $1, ladies and gentlemen. $1 for a beer. What a time. And then the show ran till 1993. And it has a total of 202 episodes. So he played a little character called Dr. Fraser Crane, and he didn't enter the show till the third season. And it's funny watching the episode now because during the episode, it's not like it just starts off with him in the scene there. I mean, it does, but he's in the background. Like you think he's like an extra or something, and good old Ted Danson there. He's doing his thing there. I'm dating the girl, and I'm not dating the girl anymore. Now she's dating someone else, and then all of a sudden, Frasier just pops out of his chair there and introduces himself, and he wants to marry the girl, and it doesn't happen, and it's a whole thing there. I haven't watched the show in a while, so I mean, I do remember the show being good. Me personally, I'll just say this: I feel like the first half of the series was better than the second half, but I don't know. Overall, it's a pretty good show. Very popular. We all know that. It's one of the few bars I know that, actually, no, that's not true. That lead downstairs. I don't know. I did a bar one time in Toronto. I don't know. It's I think it's one of the few bars that still play live bands. So it's pretty cool. It's almost like being part of your own club here, and that's what Cheers was. It was just about the whole local bar. People you go in there. I would say with local bars, pretty much 90%, give or take, you're going to see the same people there. And because when you see someone different come in, everyone turns their heads and is looking at that person and going, who the fuck is this person? Why are they at my bar? Are they, maybe it's a last call kind of thing there, with certain bars. They come after one, they want a quick drink and nothing else is open. They see this is busy. They see Ted Danson, coach, rest in peace to him. Woody Harrelson doing his thing, and but then we all wait for Norm to come in so we can all yell out Norm. It's all good, and I love it. I love the atmosphere of that show. I mean, who you got? Ted Danson, Rhea Perlman, She's awesome. John Ratzenberger. I said that right? There you go. Okay, cool. He does one of the voices in Toy Story too. I don't know. He probably helped Kelsey get that too. George Went. How do you say it? The D and the T throw me off together. George Went. Is that it? Yeah. Apparently, he's what's his name? Ted Lasso. There. I don't know. I forgot his name. Apparently, that's his uncle. That's crazy. Yeah, Woody Harrelson, of course. I mean, he's had a pretty kick-ass career too. You ever see The People versus Larry Flint? Holy shit. Philip Perlman, Chrissy Alley, who we lost recently. Rest in peace to her. Shelley Long, who I don't know, apparently was the only one that hated Frasier. I go figure that one. Bebe Neuwirth, who played Lilith, who I'm going to get more into her character there, but you couldn't have picked a better person with her. Nicholas Costino, who played Coach. Rest in peace to him. He was good in Raging Bull, too. Paul Wilson, who I know that guy for two roles. That one and one of the dudes who was with the other dude from Scrubs there. I forgot his name there. In Office Space there. What do you do here? Doze off? What? I don't know. I fucked that up. The point is, Office Space kicks ass. But yeah, I mean, this is a great show, guys, and you know, just the way they introduce the character too. You rarely see that in shows. I mean, like how they introduce them. Usually, you know, they start with the scene with that person, so it's kind of cool how they secretly kind of put him in there. You know, and even watching it now, you're kind of like, why is he in the background? Why isn't he saying anything yet? And then all of a sudden, he starts saying things, and you know, it's a good opening episode too. You know, he like breaks down, like he's trying to help everybody. He's a psychiatrist to the fullest. So if you got the time, you know, which I mean, the writer's strike is finally done here. You know, thank God for that. But still gonna be some time till we see some shows. So if you want to catch up with Cheers, it's a good little show. And of course, I mean, without Cheers, God only knows what would have happened with Kelsey Grammer, you know? So there you go. Check it out. Then he did a TV movie, Beyond Suspicion. Oh boy. Sounds good. That sounds like a TV movie title for sure. The Innocent, he did. I think we mentioned that before. The American Revolution. There you go. That's pretty self-explanatory. Biography. Remember Sam Perkins? Biography. I remember Daryl Hammond would make fun of him on Saturday Night Live. That was funny. Runaway Brain. I almost said Brian. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Yeah, with Mickey there. Down Periscope. Okay, so I remember my mom really wanted to see this. First of all, my mom loves Kelsey Grammer. She loves Frasier. She absolutely loves him, for sure. And my mom doesn't like anything. So that, you know, if my mom likes it, you know it's good. I'm not being sarcastic either. I don't know. My dad loves everything. I mean, he even loved Green Lantern. I don't know. I still got to talk to him about that. But yeah, my mom basically hates everything. So if my mom loves something, she will. It's more than likely pretty good. But yeah, she's like, okay, let's go see this movie, Down Periscope. I'm like, I don't know what this movie is. So, and of course, it's got the Kelsey Grammer in there, and it says Lieutenant CMDR. There's no vowels in that. How do you pronounce that? Tom or Commander. I'm sorry, Mom. I let you down again. Tom Dodge. It's like university all over again. Tom Dodge is assigned as captain to the USS Stingray, an old diesel-driven submarine that has seen better days. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, this isn't on the level of, let's say, Caddyshack or Animal House or whatever. But it's a funny movie, and it's got a lot of really funny people in it. So I would recommend it for sure. Obviously, Kelsey Grammer got in there, Lauren Hawley, Rob Schneider, Harry Dean Stanton, who passed away, I think, a few years ago. Rest in peace to him. Bruce Dern, William H. Macy, Ken Hudson Campbell, who, I don't know if you know who he is. he actually played Santa Claus in Home Alone, but he's one of the he's the big guy that likes to eat haggis in Armageddon. Yeah, I know. Drilling on a fucking rock there. I know. Nobody believes that shit either, but whatever. Toby Huss, who's the Wiz. Remember, he's the Wiz, Saturday Night Live? Or no, I mean, Seinfeld. Sorry, my bad. And nobody beats him. Dwayne Martin, Jonathan Penner. If you don't know who this guy is, this is very interesting with this guy. I mean, I remember watching Survivor years ago, and I said to myself, this is the fucking guy from this movie and Seinfeld. Remember the episode where Elaine's going out with a guy who, I think he was addicted to coke or something, and he gets hit with the rickshaw? Remember Newman and Kramer are, trying to do the rickshaw there, whatever. So yeah, that's him. And then later on, he became even a bigger star in Survivor. So I don't know, go figure that one. Bradford Tatum, Harlan Williams, who I fucking love, who's still doing stand-up, fucking hilarious. He's the dude, remember in Dumb and Dumber, the cop drinks the piss? There you go. Rip Torn, who, I miss this motherfucker. This is old school as you get. I fucking love him. Rest in peace to him. Jordan Matt Landers, Patton Oswalt. I forgot he was in this movie too. But good little cast of people, guys. So I don't know if you got the chance, you're bored. I call it one of these movies where you're bored on a Sunday, whatever. Pop it in and I don't know, have a good time. And if you're a fan of the YMCA, the musical group who may or may not be gay, it's kind of uncertain at this point, but no, it's not. The point is, they do a nice little song at the end there. Everybody contributes a part of the cast there. I think it's a pretty funny movie. So when you got the chance, check it out. Down Periscope. I swear to you, it's not a porn. Check it out. London Sweet, a TV movie he did. Fired Up. Anastasia, did the voice of that. There you go, doing that voiceover money. Why not? He's got a kick-ass voice, man. Hello, I'm Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening. Okay, I think I did it better the second time. I just need to warm up there. Then he did a TV movie called The Pentagon Wars. I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't heard about any of these. I'm sorry, man. I mean, but again, hey, man, get a paycheck. Who cares? The Real Howard Spitz. He was on an episode of Just Shoot Me, which I always felt was an underrated show. David Spade and the gang there. Very funny show. Standing on Fishes. I don't think that's possible. Barton the Magnificent. Did a voiceover there. As well as Animal Farm, which I mean, has anybody ever seen, other than Mr. Ed, have you ever seen a talking animal? Or, I don't know. It could happen. You never know. I don't know. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. All right. Toy Story. Yeah, he played the prospector. I love the Toy Story movies. I don't know. That was, I'm not gonna lie. I get a little, I didn't cry. Moving on. New Jersey Turnpikes. TV series, Stark Raving Mad. Girlfriends. There you go. So I mentioned that before. So he did show up in an episode. Oh, cool. Okay. My girlfriends. Yeah. The Sports Pages. 15 Minutes. Just Visiting. God Lives Underwater. Fame. What? Mr. Saint Nick. Benedict Arnold. A Question of Honor. Showed up in an episode of Becker. Why not team up with your old buddy there, Ted Danson? The Big Empty. Barbie of Swan Lake. Gary the Rat. Teacher's Pet. Frasier, Analyze the Laughter. Well, we're going to in a little bit. Oh, no. Okay, no, we're going to do it now. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I've read off a bunch of movies that you've probably never heard of. I've never heard of them either, but other than Down Periscope. Very few people get a chance to revive their character into their own series. It's rare. I mean, like I said before, you can be in your own, domain there and your own show, just killing it, and people are like, you know what? I think there's another show here. There's another show with a character, and he didn't show up in the first season, he showed up in the third, to build a good little rep there. He was only supposed to be there for a little while. I think we said, 6 episodes, whatever. And that's it. But people loved him so much and they thought, you know what? Let's keep this momentum going. But instead, let's give Frasier his own show. And they did. And it's called, surprise, surprise, Frasier. And he plays the character of Dr. Frasier Crane. Now, I had the chance to catch up on this show in the last year. To me, it was always one of those shows I watched an episode here and there. I was never disappointed, kind of like a King of Queens kind of thing where I haven't watched the whole series, but I watched a show here and there. I'm like, it's a pretty good show. And I said, you know what, let me watch everything because I heard they're going to reboot it and I want to really get into this. So I'm like, okay, let me start off from the beginning and obviously go to the end. And I got to say this. This is definitely one of the best TV shows I've ever seen in my life. I mean, obviously, for the most part, it's a comedy. Okay, we all know that. But, he dealt with serious situations in this show as well. And it was just a good mixture. A great cast of people. It really is an amazing show. It says here, Dr. Frasier Crane moves back to his hometown of Seattle, where he lives with his father and works as a radio psychiatrist. Now you think to yourself, okay, he's going to go back, he's teamed up with his father, it's that comedy, they'll get, whatever, combined with the family, there's issues, blah, 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 blah. But it goes so much more than that, okay? So first off, obviously you got Kelsey Grammer playing Dr. Frasier Crane. Obviously, he killed it. And the thing I want to say about Kelsey Grammer too is he wasn't one of these guys that would let like a lot of times when you have a show like this, either one of two things happen. Either it's all on that person and the rest of the cast is kind of whatever, or the main person is not always the funny one, maybe even the least funniest one, and it's more dependent on the rest of the cast. But honestly, in this case, everybody really pulled their weight. Even maybe, second, third lead-ins still killed it. I mean, they still did a great job. And with Kelsey Grammer, I remember one episode where, I don't know, he was making sweet, sweet love to this woman. And or he was about to, because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, why else would a guy become a doctor? You gotta get something out of it. And he's on this weird stage thing, whatever, and he has to get and somehow he ends up in just a diaper. And I keep in mind at this point he's getting probably a million or whatever per episode. And my point is he's not afraid to go all out. He's willing to do whatever it takes for the sake of comedy and do what he has to do. He's not just gonna sit back and let everyone else take the hit. So you got to give him credit for that. And, the way they balanced, him on the radio show, dealing with problems, and then he'd come home, to even more problems, dealing with, the family and friends and all that. He really did a great job, honestly. And then you have Daphne Moon, the character played by Jane Leeves, who did a great job there, playing his father's nanny. And she lived there as well, which really gives you an idea how much money Dr. Frasier Crane has. Again, being a doctor, I don't know. I took a weird left turn in life, but the point is, she does a great job as well, providing a lot of good comedy relief there. Between her and the father, and going back and forth, and him with the old school ways, and she just trying to keep the balance between all of them, almost like playing a referee between him and the father. So she did a great job. Then you got Dr. Niles Crane, played by David Hyde Pierce, which, I mean, the talk with the revival series, I think the reason why it took so long to get off the ground is because I think for a whole year they were trying to convince him to come back, and they just couldn't figure out how for him to come back. Or I think a part of him didn't want to come back. And you know what? All I'm gonna say is this: I don't blame him. Okay, so it's, I mean, that's the gift and the curse when you get a really good role on TV, is that you're going to be labeled that for the rest of your life. Okay, like I mentioned before, Mr. Belding. But Mr. Belding, I mean, again, I don't know the guy's name. He even said that, listen, I'll play Mr. Belding for the rest of my life. I don't care. It's a good living, whatever. Some people are cool with that. David Hyde Pierce, like he didn't want to. I don't think he wanted to come back. And again, I don't blame him. Because he was probably one of the best characters, if not the best character on the show. I mean, you couldn't have picked a better guy than this guy to play this role. Like you just the whole neurotic, all those little traits there, and just like he. I mean. Like the whole thing was Kelsey. I mean, both these brothers, they're both stuck up dudes, But Kelsey Grammer, you like to think is a little bit more tougher, but Hyde Pierce is just that waspy snob kind of guy, and like he's got a like he's just a fucking mess, you know what I mean? But like he plays the role so well, but like he has great moments as well. Like there's one episode, I believe it was the last episode of season 1, and it was probably one of the better episodes of that season. I remember. Like he's sitting down with Frasier, and just at a restaurant, or they're trying to get in whatever, the coffee shop they always chill at, and he goes, Frasier, are you happy? And he's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, are you happy? Because like from a brother's perspective. Sorry guys, I got a little choked up there. I was just thinking of my family. You look at like what he sees, and like I don't have a brother. I'm an only child, but parents got it right the first time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, like the character that he played, for the most part is more comical. Like you see this just like I said, neurotic guy. Just I don't know. He can't. Deal with life, his marriage to Maris, who I was hoping I would actually see one time, but I don't know, we never did. But or did we? The point is, he still cares a lot about his brother, and it's episodes like this that really make the show. It makes the show really special. In my eyes. I mean, not only do they understand, like, how to balance the humor, kind of like, the rich people versus, the everyday man, but, they understand how, they know how to be serious at the same time as well. And, he sees that, okay, he's been in Seattle for a year. He's still kind of getting used to his like new surroundings and all that. He's not around like his usual bar friends anymore. Now he's going back to his roots, and his brother is just slowly, telling him, yeah, look, take your time with it. There's no rush. You're always doing something. You always have something on your mind. You're a doctor and you're helping people. That's, it's a good thing, and he's also a doctor too. So, they can always bond on that. And it's just a very good balance, the way they treated the characters. They know, each other very well. And I mean, they're basically best friends, It's nice to have someone that has your back, so you almost watch the show and they kind of sort of have a similar look, to themselves anyway. So it kind of just fits. Like, if anything, I think they wanted somebody else for the role, but I just can't picture anybody else doing this role. I mean, it was just too perfect. I mean, it was really meant to be with these two guys, and the way they played off each other was just excellent. It really was. I mean, you really believe that, like, in real life, they're brothers. It's pretty crazy. So, also pretty crazy how, I mean, he would always imply that he liked Daphne, and it took Daphne quite a while to pick up on that. But, will they end up together? I don't know. Who knows? You got to watch it. The point is, again, David Hyde Pierce, the guy's a great actor. Again, I don't blame him for not coming back. I mean, I think a lot of people were pissed off at that, like, oh, he should come back. And I think they wanted to base, the new reboot just on these two guys. But I don't blame him. I mean, sometimes when you do something so perfect, it's like, that's it. And God bless him for doing that, because, I mean, with today's world, with all these reboots and remakes, it's just, it's too much, you know? I mean, like when you have something that's already perfect and you already created something that's great, like don't dilute it with, you know, sequels and remakes. It's just like, just go back and watch it again. And I'm not saying watch it every day or every month, you know, take your time, really, you know, sinking in, you know, just because they say lightning doesn't strike twice, you know, and I think he made the right decision not coming back. I'm sure he'll come back for an episode. I for sure. When will that happen? Who knows? But yeah, he did a great job. In my opinion, one of the best supporting roles I've ever seen on television. Not only just comedy, just in general. I mean, he was excellent. Wouldn't change anything there. Roz Doyle, who's played by Puri Gilpin, who I always had a crush on. I always thought she was really cute. You know, does a good job there playing, you know, the producer of his radio show. I always liked how she was in the booth and she would always just fuck with him sometimes and just say, oh, okay, yeah, fine, won't take any calls. And then it just shoot him like one random person after another. And she was great too. Martin Crane played John Mahoney, played the father. We lost him a few years ago. Great actor, man. You know, a little bit before my time, of course, but I mean, I got to know him on through this show, and he was a good balance of, you know, just seeing the common man on here. You know, you see these two brothers who just, you know, grew up with a silver spoon here in many ways, or they like to think they did, you know, but I don't know, Mr. Crane here always brought him back to earth here and just told him, look, you know, this is how the real common man works, you know, and of course with the iconic chair there, you know, with the duct tape and all. I mean, I think the chair represents just everything, just in, I don't know, maybe I'm going full Freudian here, but, you know, it just represents everything that's simple in life. You have this beautiful apartment. I mean, beautiful view, all that, you know, all the statues, trimmings, whatever, you know, tons of sherry, you know. But it's something so simple, like a chair, is right in the middle, and it'll bring it all together. The simple things in life make us happy. And it's always a constant reminder, like right there. You know, like literally, like I said, right in the middle of everything going on. So sometimes the simplest things are right in front of you and you don't see it, but you're still able to enjoy them. And, you know, he brought a good balance of like the old school mentality, you know, definitely the toughest one in that family for sure. But yeah, he did a great job with that. Then you got Eddie, who was played by Moose, which is the dog. I first of all, just looking at this on IMDb is hilarious. Just that they have like a picture of the dog like right there. I think that's awesome. But yeah, he was great. He was really well trained, and like you could tell always like the trainer was, you know, just off to the set, because like he would never like Eddie would rarely look at the, you know, it's like a human being, like where you got to look at the person while you're acting, you know what I mean? So obviously there's someone to, you know, coach him when he's there, but I mean he did a great job too. And I think in the last, yeah, I think I mentioned this, the last couple seasons he wasn't doing well, and I think they had a replacement. And but yeah, I mean Eddie did a great job. So, you know, rest in peace, man. You're chilling in doggy heaven there. And then you got Dan Butler, who played Bulldog Briscoe. Fucking hilarious. I mean most scenes this guy would just come in with like a bullet out of a gun. I mean, just literally just blasting. I mean, just, you know, always being funny, always very present in you know, the scene. You know, he'd be one of these guys like as soon as you see him, you just start laughing because you know he's going to do something funny. So he did a great job there. Why he didn't show up in the last episode? That's the question. And I ladies and gentlemen, I tried my best to find why he didn't, and the closest thing I could find is some kind of fucking post. God, I don't know if it's real. Apparently he has a band, and at the time the band was on the road, and that's why he couldn't be in that last episode. If you watch the last episode, there's a scene where he's on the radio for the last time, Frasier, and everybody's in the background there behind the glass, and I'm like, what the fuck's Bulldog? You know, the guy should be here, right? So I mean that's the closest thing I could find. But if anybody knows, please let me know. Tom McGowan, who played Kenny Gill, funny dude. He was also on Everybody Loves Raymond as well. Good guy. Edward Hibbert. Didn't play the most masculine person, but I'm just joking. But at the same time, yeah, very funny dude. Almost like kind of a more distinguished guy. I mean, him and Bulldog would always like clash, so that was kind of the good dynamic there. You got Patrick here. You got Millie St. Martin, Saul Rubinek, who you always see this guy in like everything. I don't know. He's just one of those actors. He just pops in everything. Great. I mean, all these guys did a great job. Now, Bebe Newworth played Dr. Lilith Sternin. Again, it's like Niles, David Hyde Pierce. You couldn't pick a better person to play this role. Now, obviously, she carried on her role from Cheers to Frasier. But again, I mean, just her stone cold face, the way they slicked back her hair, it just the suits, just her whole demeanor was just of a just kind of a uptight bitch, But at the same time, she played that role so well, man. It just. Again, you couldn't have picked a better person to play that role. She, phenomenal. James Aaron Oliver, Harriet Sansom Harris, who, I mean, she got the job done as a Frasier's manager. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, sometimes you got to take other ways to do things. But she did a great job. Jane Addams, Luck Harry. The list goes on, guys. It's just such a good show. Like, it really is. I mean, looking back at it and you're seeing all the people here, it's awesome. Like, it really is. I mean, they did such a great job. I will say, like, I don't want to, if you want to skip ahead a little bit, I don't want to give away the ending, but the ending, I don't know, like, I don't know if it implied that, like, he actually got fired from the show or from his show, or that he left and he was going to see about a girl and, I don't know, like, I was thinking for a while, like, is this all a dream or something? Is he actually doing this? Or, it's kind of up in the air. I don't know, but, like what the reasons did he leave? But, in the end, I don't know. It really doesn't matter, to be honest with you. I mean, with me anyway, it's just, I never realized how good of a show this was until I watched the entire series. And I mean, obviously, this goes without saying, I highly recommend that you watch Frasier. I mean, it's 11 seasons. It's a lot of episodes. I get it. But at the same time, it's just, they did such a good job. Yeah, I like the guy who played the drunk brother-in-law. Yeah, Anthony LaPaglia. Yeah. He's a funny dude too. But the point is, guys, this is such a good show. I mean, they did, like they really did balance, the great comedy. I mean, at times it was silly. At times, it was more serious. It was great. It really was. Such a good show, and I highly recommend. To me, this is one of the best TV shows of all time. I don't know where I'd put it, like top 10 or 25, whatever, but it's up there. I mean, there's a reason why they wanted to revive it, and it took a long time, because they wanted to make sure, they do it right and not, rip off the same things they did, and it's great. Like I can't say enough good things about it, and. But some of my favorite episodes, I mean, one episode where they did the radio show live on the air, who they used to do on radio, like Whodunit Mysteries. Everything goes wrong, of course. That's one of my favorites. The one where they go up to the cabin there, it turns into like like a British skit or something like that. And everyone's entering the wrong room, whatever. That's a good one, too. Yeah, I mean, I could talk forever about this show. I really could, honestly, but I don't want to bore you. I only have so many minutes in my life. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, I highly recommend, highly you recommend that you watch this show. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. I mean, it's a really good show. You're going to see a lot of, little cameos, roles. A lot of people pop in there. Even Laura Linney was in there for a little bit. I think she's an amazing actress. We all know her from Ozark, of course, but yeah, she's great in the show as well. I mean, and the list goes on, guys. But it was just really well done, you know. It wasn't anything like Cheers, to be honest. I mean, they did have people come back. You know, I'm pretty sure the whole cast, came back. I mean, Ted Danson came back for his own episode. Woody Harrelson. Then they had one episode where like just everybody was there. One room. That was pretty cool to see that. But yeah, it's a great show. They really nailed it. I think the whole point of Frasier too is that, I mean, you can always, I don't mean to sound cheesy or nothing, but you can always come home and like find out like what you're really about. And of course, in the beginning with him living with his father and, cramping his style, and then the brother being there constantly. And that was another thing too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's the only thing that kind of threw me off, is that David Hyde Pierce is a doctor too, but I mean, he seems to have a lot of free time for a doctor. But the point is, that was another good episode too, where the basketball player would rub his head and thought it brought him good luck, and and maybe it did. I don't know. Who knows? But the point is, like the family essence was always there. And, although this Frasier's this strong, dude who's been through a lot. I mean, very similar to, Kelsey Grammer in real life. He still has a lot of people that care about him, and, he still surrounds himself with a lot of good people that help him out. And it's like in life as well. You want to be successful. It can't be just you. You're going to have people to help you and encourage you. And the show did a really good job of showing that, And of course, every family has their problems. They got their quirks, whatever. But in the end, they were all there for each other. And it got to a point where Frasier's like, you know what? I think I've learned everything I have to. And now I have to do my own thing again. The next chapter in someone's life, but he's glad he took this step. And who knows, in the new series, he can carry that on, carry on that legacy. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Frasier, excellent show. I mean, I'm really glad I went back and watched every single episode. Really funny, really smart humor, really well done. The cast is phenomenal. I mean, you truly believe that all these people are these people. So I'll say it one more time. If you got the chance, absolutely watch Frasier. And of course, you got to watch it in your favorite chair. I mean, everybody's got their own little spot in their place. Their favorite chair, their lazy boy, Could be a fucking stool. Who knows? Okay? But again, that's the essence of the chair. I mean, like even when they... something happens to the chair. I don't want to give it away, but like he explained, it's not just a chair. It brings back all these memories, like little things like that. It really made the show great. And I like to play you this one little part in Frasier, a really nice moment.
Besides, I've got a lot to accomplish this evening. I'm going to start on my Russian language test. What is it then?
What? Nothing.
What, don't you think I can do any of these things?
No, I think you can do anything you put your mind to, Frasier. You always have.
Thank you, Dick.
I just wonder about all these projects.
Well, as I said, I am streamlining.
I think what you discovered this week was that something's missing from your life. And before you start to fill it up with everything but the kitchen sink, I think you ought to just ask yourself, what do I really want? What is really going to make me happy? Now. Well, that's weird. I suddenly feel like having a beer.
It's moments like that, ladies and gentlemen, that made the show so great. So, whenever you got a chance, watch the TV show, and one of the best TV shows of all time, in my opinion, Frasier. Moving on. I'm not going to top that. Who am I kidding? And TV movie he did, it's a hell of a segue. A Christmas Carol, the musical. Then he did a movie called The Good Humor Man, rated 5.8 out of 10. Can't be that funny. Kelsey Grammer presents The Sketch Show. Okay, so at one point he tried to do kind of a sketch show. Like some of these sketches like lasted only like 5-10 seconds. It was okay. I mean, it didn't really catch on, but what are you gonna do? Even Money, another movie he did. He was in an episode of Medium, the TV show there. How could I forget this? So, ladies and gentlemen, I grew up loving the X-Men. Okay, I'm still very disappointed that Gambit has not made somewhat of an entrance. I mean, he did in the first Wolverine movie, but I don't count that. That's just stupid. But and there was a rumor that was named Channing Tatum wanted to do it, and I don't know, that hasn't fallen through, and God only knows if we're going to see that. But the point is, it took 3 movies for us to see Dr. Hank McCoy, a.k.a. Beast. Okay? And of all people, yes, Kelsey Grammer played this role. And I got to be honest with you, I thought he did a good job. It's interesting casting because you think to yourself, like, Frasier's going to play Beast, really? But I mean, if you think about it, you watch the cartoon, like I did, kind of sounds like him. I mean, they made him look pretty good. I mean, with the special effects and all that, and the makeup. I thought he did a good job. Well, let's be honest. Out of the first 3 movies, this is the worst one. We all know that. It could have been way better. It is what it is. I mean, out of the first 3, I would say the second one is the best one. But again, Beast was there from the beginning, so I don't know why he wasn't introduced the first time. But I don't know, better late than never. But this one, it has its moments, but I don't know, they got better as they went on when they started the new X-Men thing, the new class there, and then, I don't know, that last one, holy fuck. But the point is, it was cool to see Kelsey Grammer there, so why not? And
who's the furball?
Hank McCoy, Secretary of Mutant Affairs.
Right, the secretary. Nice suit.
Henry, this is Logan. He's
Wolverine.
I hear you're quite an animal.
Look who's talking.
I thought that was good. I mean, I'm just watching this for the first time in a long time, but I thought it looked pretty good. But yeah, X-Men kicks ass, man. Why not put the Dr. Fraser Crane in there too? Then he did Sideshow Bob, of course, in The Simpsons. I mean, I haven't really talked about this yet, but he. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Again, I'm old school. I haven't watched The Simpsons probably since around season 10. I mean, I still can't believe the show's on. I think it's about to enter the 35th season or something like that. It's just fucking crazy. I mean, if there's profit to be had, why not? But he's one of my favorite characters for sure in the show. And it was funny too when he was first introduced. Like, he didn't say much in the episode in the beginning, and then this is the one where Krusty gets accused of stealing from the Quickie Mart or whatever, and then later on it ends up being Sideshow Bob, and big shoes to fill, big shoes to fill, big shoes to fill, big shoes to fill. You did it. That was classic, but. They had the one episode where like he kidnapped Bart and he put him on a boat, and he had him like, and of course Kelsey Grammer was a good singer and all that, so he had him like sing some entire like opera or play, whatever, just to stall it out, just so they can get from one end to the river to the other. That was his last request, and of course they arrested him after, he got him, and they even had an episode where Niles showed up, David Hyde Pierce as Niles, so. I thought that was funny too. I mean, at one point, Bart is on top of Niles' head or whatever his character was in The Simpsons. He's like, "Guess who? Maris." So that was good. I mean, they did a really good job with that character. So, and of course, why not do some video game work? Like I said, The Simpsons game, The Simpsons ride. To me, the best Simpsons game of all time is the arcade game. We all know that. Okay, if you're lucky to find one or play it, you're going to have a good time, trust me. Swing Votes, Back to You, An American Carol, Middlemen, Fame, I'm Gonna Live Forever, Crazy on the Outside, The Troop, which, by the way, ladies, I just want to say at this point, I'm going through these really quick because I'll be honest with you, I didn't know he's been doing this much work since Frasier or before or after. I mean, this is crazy. So yeah, he always wants to keep his name there. So yeah, why not? TV series Hank, movie. I don't know how she does it. That makes two of us. The episode of 30 Rock, Tina Fey. I love, great show. And The Boss. I mentioned that before. It was only on for 18 episodes, but he still won for the thing there. But so I never understand how that happens. I mean, it's got a pretty high rating here, 8.1 out of 10. So that's pretty good for a TV show. 18 episodes, yeah, one season. That's it. So I don't know. I never saw it, but yeah. Heart transplant with Kelsey Grammer. Okay, so he's two doctors now. Legends of the Oz, Dorothy's Return. Okay, why not? X-Men: Days of Future Past. Yeah, that's right. He did show up in that one for a little bit. Okay. I don't know. I never understand why it says Beast uncredited. I mean, obviously you know who Kelsey Grammer is. Like, he's not going to go uncredited. Yeah. What are you saying? You didn't get paid? Come on now. Transformers: Age of Extinction. I listen. I watched the first Transformers movie. I've never watched any of them since. I don't know. I just assume Michael Bay's out to ruin all my favorite cartoon shows. That, the Turtles, but the recent Turtles with Seth Rogen and everyone there. It's pretty good, and they're making another one, so that's good. Think Like a Man 2. He's in that, really? Okay. I don't know. I never watched it anyway. Okay. So Expendables 3. I'm seeing a pattern here. Like, he's in the third X-Men movie. He's in the third Expendables movie. It's not as good as it's the weaker one out of the first three. Like, I'm just seeing a pattern here. I don't know if this is on purpose, but I love the Expendables. I just went on a huge rant. I did a podcast on Jason Statham there, and I talked about Expendables 4. So if you want, check it out there. But yeah, Expendables 3 I still liked. I mean, apparently, I mentioned before, it did get leaked on the internet. Before it hit theaters, I think. But I still liked it. I mean, was it as good as the second one? No. But the second one is still the best to me. But Kelsey Grammer joined the cast for this one, and I'm gonna thank God he wasn't in the fourth one. I mean, holy shit! A lot of people dodged a lot of bullets on that one. Anyways, Partners as a TV show, he did. Reach Me movie, he did, and Breaking the Bank, Killing Jesus, or in this case, Alex, I guess. Entourage. Listen. Every person's gonna make a cameo in this show, and then he made a cameo in the movie there. The movie, but most every time they make a TV into a movie, it's not nearly as good. I mean, let's be honest. The Fugitive by far did the best job in that one. I think we can all agree on that one. But I don't know. I heard they're going to bring the show back, maybe. So we'll see. They did a movie, Baby, Baby, Baby. Loaned his voice to Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Just keep those voiceovers coming. Why not? You might as well. Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. He was in that, really? I don't remember that. Huh. Okay. Storks, Modern Family. Yeah, showed him an episode of that one. Bunyan and Babe. Last Tycoon. Porter, 7 Guardians of the Tomb. Fuck, when does this guy sleep? Troll Hunters, Tales of Arcadia, Like Father. I mentioned that before. I don't remember if I saw this movie, Like Father. I didn't get the best rating, but it sounds familiar. I don't know why, but I don't know. It doesn't have the best rating, but again, like I said, if you want to check it out, go for it. And a couple TV series again: Arrow, Proven Innocent, 3 Below, Tales of Encardia, Cadia, whatever. You're Not a Monster. Grand Isle, Carol's Second Act, Money Plane Wizards, The Space Between, The God Committee, Dr. Death. Good Lord. Again, you got to take a rest, bro. Troll Hunters, Rise of the Titans, Charming of the Hearts, The Lower Bottoms, The Ghost of Molly and McGee, Father Christmas is Back, The Game, Black Box, Miss Wilhoby and the Haunted Bookshop, High Expectations. It just keeps going, Jesus. Flower of the Arctic, The Origin, Christmas in Paradise, The 12 Days of Christmas Eve. There you go. Jesus Revolution, which I did watch, by the way. This is actually a pretty good movie. If you got the chance, check it out. Office Race, Office Space. Okay, so someone's trying to play off someone else's success here. And of course, I mentioned The Simpsons, Sideshow Bob. Like I said, I stopped watching around season 10, whatever. So I think he's appeared after that a whole bunch of times. Why not? And of course, the most recent thing he's done. So far, 2 episodes have aired. And it's a new series, Frasier. Okay? And surprise, surprise, he still plays the Dr. Frasier Crane. Frasier is off to a different city with new challenges to face or new relationships to forge and an old dream or two to finally fulfill. Frasier has re-entered the building. Oh, IMDb, that's clever. I like the way you did that. Okay. So, he's back at his hometown where he started before. I've seen the 2 episodes. By the way, I'm going to give away some stuff. So if you don't want to, fast forward, whatever, do what you got to do. But I'm going to say, so far so good. I mean, it is weird seeing it without anybody else. Okay, you do have one familiar face, Nicholas Lyndhurst, who played Alan Cornwall. His old buddy there. So it's good to see him in that. Obviously, Kelsey Grammer playing Dr. Frasier Crane. We all know that. The thing I've noticed is, I mean, obviously he's gone older, no shit. But it's more, it's almost like he's playing more the father role. I mean, the father role, he's older now. He's just trying to, get to know his son more and all that. So it's cool, just seeing him, kind of play, I don't know. I don't want to say like a needy father, but, just more involved, I guess. I mean, he's trying to I mean, the whole thing with Frasier, in his character, is just he's always just trying to cram a lot in. I mean, almost like his real life here. I mean, Jesus, he's doing a project every 2 days here. But so far so good. He's got the same mannerisms, same humor, whatever, but just a little bit older. That's all. So. And he's got his son here, played by Jack Cutmore Scott. He plays Freddie Crane, who, I don't know, seems to be a little standoffish here. Kind of, he's trying to mend the fences here. Well, Kelsey to the son, but the son's not really receptive here, and he's just, he's kind of standoffish. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you came all the way here. And, he keeps popping in and out of his place, He's just trying to make the best of a good situation. I mean, he didn't finish Harvard. Meanwhile, I can't spell it, but he became a fireman, and he's one of he just wants to know more about his son. But in the one episode there, they have a really good talk, and you find out why he's like this, and he's doing his best, to kind of fix the relationship. You got the one person here, Jesse Sal Guerrero. Did I spell it? Guerrero. I think I said that right. I believe that's Spanish. She plays Eve. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was first watching this episode, they had him there, and then the woman was there. I thought they were kind of secretly hiding that Freddie was gay now or something like that. And it turns out that there's a whole story there with his buddy dying, as a fireman, and now he's taking care of his friend's ex-wife here, and she's got a kid, and they're living together, and it's very sweet. He's doing that, but there you go. So, and then you got Anders Keith, who's playing David Crane. So obviously it's Pierce's kid there. I mean, again, he's kind of doing the mannerisms. He's basically the younger version of Niles. That's the best way I could describe it. So all I'm gonna say is this: just be careful with that, because obviously if you do the same things, people are gonna be like, well, it's not Niles. Why is he trying to recreate the same character. So all I'm saying is be careful with that. So far, so good. I mean, it is funny how he, does the little thing, the little neuroses, whatever, and all that. So that's cool. But I'm just saying, be careful with that. That's all. So, but then again, I don't know. He kind of, I mean, in my opinion, he kind of acts like a like a millennial. So there you go. Yeah, I said it. Okay, then you got Tokes Olagundoyle. Plays Olivia. She plays the kind of the dean of the university there where Alan works. She's trying to recruit Dr. Crane there. Jimmy Dunn, Moose. He's one of the, I believe he's one of the firefighters, right? Yeah. Now a lot of these people I haven't seen yet, so keep in mind maybe I'm going a little bit ahead here than I should be, but there could be a surprise guest coming. Who knows? I don't know. I kind of scrolled down, then I scrolled up again. I didn't want to see it again. But the point is, first 2 episodes, I would say so far so good. My only complaint so far is I'm getting, like right at the end of the first episode, they kind of pulled everybody loves Raymond here. He's now they both live in the same apartment building, literally right across the hallway from each other. I mean, it's a whole Jerry Seinfeld thing there. So he's like, okay, you know what? From now on, you live with me. Let your friend there stay rent-free with the baby. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, of course she's down. I mean, especially in these times, forget it. Fuck, I'll take the free place too. But yeah, he can. And then at one point he says, like, I bought the building. I'm like, you bought the building? The fuck? Like, how much money how much money can you make being a radio psychologist? I mean, Jesus. I mean, I don't think Kelsey Grammer could afford that shit. But so that kind of throws me off. But again, it's a TV show, whatever. Just cares, just go with it. But and then the second episode, you meet his fireman buddies and all that, and he's learning the ropes of the city and all that, and now he's going back to the pub. It's so beer, coffee, and now back to beer again. So there you go. I so far so good, guys. I mean, again, it'll take a little time, getting used to everything, but of course, give it time. Give it time. Let's. It says here he's in 10 episodes. I'm assuming the series is going to be 10 episodes. Yeah. So far so good. I like it. I'm curious to see who's going to pop in. Of course, I scroll down here. I won't give it away. I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be that dude. But yeah. But I will say this: expect someone, from the old show to pop in. So there you go. There you go. So far so good, guys. It's I'm glad it's back. I mean, obviously it doesn't have the highest rating. It's 7.2 out of 10. I mean, compared to I think it was like 8.1 or something the last one. But again, it's going to be tough to top. You know what I mean? It's not going to, give it time. You know what I mean? So let's just see what happens. And but like I said, so far so good. I like it. I'm glad he's back. And wow, he's still working. Jesus Christ. When do you shit? Holy cow. Okay, so he's got the Edge of Justice. That's in development. Let's see what this is. When an African refugee arrives in London to search for his missing sister, his vigilante actions uncover an immigrant sex trade that sees him become both a media sensation and a target for a crime syndicate known as the Zimmy. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. That's a far left from Frasier. They got the Jason Fleming. Yeah, he's always good in everything he does. All right, so he's got that going there. All right, okay. Seriously, Mr. Grammer, I mean, you gotta sleep, man. I mean, you're getting older. You gotta, I'm just saying. Okay. Lars Shriek walks the night. He's playing Lars. It's a post development here. Judging by the poster here, it's has something to do with the color green. I don't know. I got nothing here. Doesn't say anything. But he doesn't look happy. He doesn't look happy. Untitled Alec Baldwin Kelsey Grammer Project. Well, let's be honest. I love Alec Baldwin. I did a whole podcast about him, but I mean, that might be on hold for a little while. So okay, but it's a TV series. Neighborhood Watch. Man, I would hear that shit all the time. I never saw these people walk up the street though. I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe they're there in the bushes. Who knows? Paper Empire, another TV series. Holy shit. Frasier, of course. It's the 8 episodes. I don't know if that means it's coming back. Who knows? I'm sure they'll finish by wait for the end of the series to see if it comes back. Wanted Man. Of course, Sideshow Bob. Of course. Why? If it ain't broken, don't fix it. And the last thing, Gary the Rat, and he plays Gary the Rat Andrews. Voiceover work. Voiceover work is always good. He's got the smooth delivery there with his voice. It's chill. It's awesome. Actually, that was a funny part too in one of the episodes. The baby couldn't sleep, and his voice was the only thing that could put the voice to sleep. And then he thought the girl was hitting on him, and he's like, "Damn this voice! Oh, you, damn you, Frasier!" Like, but yeah, so that was funny. But man, he's had a hell of a career, ladies and gentlemen, and he's been through hell and back. And you know what? I'm glad the show's back. I'm glad he's doing good. I mean, he's a good guy, man. I got a little choked up earlier there talking about Frasier. You know, you can't blame me. I mean, it was I'm a sensitive guy at heart. You know, I got feelings too. You know, now with less hair in my head, it's more exposed. But the point is, I wanted to do this one for a while, and I figured, you know what, do it when the new show comes out, and there you go. So I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm glad he's back on TV. The man clearly runs on batteries, but it's insane. I mean, actor, producer, singer too. Stage actor. I mean, the guy can do it all. And I'll say it before, and I'm going to say it one last time. If anybody has earned their success in this business, it is absolutely Kelsey Grammer.
Zimbabwe, decaf, non-fat milk, no cinnamon in sight. Now, are you happy?
You know, in the greater scheme of things, yes, I'd say I am.